People, this is truly insane. The SAC abandoned the prosecution against Ripple due to confidential information they had, as was made public. Additionally, the trial is over, as both the lawyers and the CEO of Ripple have disclosed. Fascinating, huh? However, experts predict that the price of the XRP Ripple coin might skyrocket to $700.00, or even higher, making things much more intriguing. I think it's quite awesome. We should take things one step at a time. Without further ado, let's get straight to the topic. Nota bene. The XRP community can now see some light after nearly 4 years of uncertainty about what the law would do. There's more to this than just another train in the tunnel. It appears that the protracted, high-stakes battle between the SAC and Ripple is resolved. In the area of cryptocurrency, people are now more motivated than defensive. According to reports, Fox Business is preparing a formal press statement announcing the SAC's decision to abandon the Ripple lawsuit. After studying this case since 2020, Van Winkle stated on X that he could now finally see the end of the tunnel. There is more to that illumination than the official conclusion of the procedure. Indicates that XRP is reviving and that a new beginning for the entire digital asset industry is possible. In a recent 1-minute series, Stuart Alderode, the chief legal officer of Ripple, discussed why the SAC abandoned its complaint against a significant portion of the company's cryptocurrency. Alderode claims that the SAC's regulatory strategy was poorly considered from the beginning. He asserted that it is impossible to prosecute someone for breaking the law without first defining it. In other words, the SAC brought lawsuits without providing any guidelines. Innovators were left in the dark by this regulatory trap. When Brett, a prominent member of the XRP community, tweeted that there were still 37 days remaining in court, there was an increase in conversation. XRP, wait to pay until the SAC provides the all clear. Their confidence is growing as the clock is ticking. According to certain individuals involved in the case, the transaction is now less of a risk and more of a formality. Ripple is not the only place where the SAC is retreating. Since the US government changed hands in January, the agency has withdrawn cases against Coinbase, Gemini, and other major cryptocurrency providers. It's no coincidence. In conversations with Donald Trump and other policymakers, Ripple's attorneys demonstrated a broader change in approach, not only in courtrooms but also in Washington, D.C. When Alderode stated that Ripple would now endeavor to clear up the mess that years of haphazard regulation had created, many in the cryptocurrency community agreed. This involves trying to pass legislation that safeguards consumers, promotes innovation, and drives out dishonest business people. The law must be made public before it may be implemented. Policy guidelines should be clear, fair, and enforceable, he reiterated. Following the Ripple talks, pro-XRP SAC Chair Atkins is considering loosening the regulations, according to Steve, another pro-XRP commenter. For bulls, this is wonderful news. The atmosphere is changing in the corridors of power as much as in the marketplace. Now, those who were terrified of what might occur don't consider it. Farina was not dishonest. The SAC case is now irrelevant. XRP isn't a stock. All of it is just noise. This victory establishes a clear objective for the whole cryptocurrency community, not just those who own XRP or Ripple. Ripple is now a frontrunner in both cross-border transfers and influencing the direction of Web3 regulation in the US due to its strength, the clarity of the law, and its political connections. Ripple can now focus on business, relationships, and advancing blockchain technology because the legal cloud has been lifted. The XRP army is prepared for battle. For the first time in years, regulators are reuniting, and the future appears bright and clear. But hold on, this is just the start. Leading analysts anticipate a sharp increase in XRP now that the SAC has finally caved and Ripple is back on track. They are discussing figures that may astound you. And believe me, you will be blown away by what they believe will happen with XRP next. Everyone is making lofty promises because of this. XRP in keeping with the overall positive sentiment on social media, Dragon remarked. I'm ready for a new XRP all-time high in 2025. Yes, but that's just the start. Steve didn't mince words. The token has long been a favorite of hers. XRP can be purchased here. Rest in peace and enjoy your life, your parents. Many XRP Army members view this as more than just an investment. Next, we have an objective. Next up is Jack the Rippler, who confidently predicted that XRP will hit $700, 0 cents the next year. While others may find that absurd, Crypto Geek found it even more intriguing and set a target of $990 or 0 cents per XRP. King XRP went all out and declared that the token is expected to reach $10, with each token worth 0 cents. Tony the Rippler expressed how everyone felt in a single sentence. The fact that XRP was created for $10 was not an accident. You'll regret not buying now. Let's calm down for a bit, though. Is it possible for XRP to reach 100 or 700.0 or even con 0.0? The issue is evident when seen from a numerical perspective. The total value of XRP in circulation is little about $99 billion, 0 cents. The market value of XRP would skyrocket to about 0 cents if it reached 100 0 cents per coin, which is even more than the total worth of all gold ever extracted and more than 5 times the present value of all cryptocurrencies put together. It's not impossible, but it would require significant changes to the market and XRP's tokenomics. Even if the supply was reduced to 63 billion tokens, XRP would still need to reach $100.00 if its market capitalization remained at $6.3 trillion. Therefore, for XRP to just account for 6% of the entire cryptocurrency market, it would need to reach an incredible $113 trillion. This implies that Bitcoin would be worth 0 cents each, or roughly $3,400,000. Interestingly, VanEck predicts that Bitcoin will be worth the same amount in 2050. Is it feasible then? Cryptocurrency has a history of defying expectations, though probably not in the near future. Few people believe that Bitcoin would ever be valued more than $1,000, let alone become the most valuable decentralized item in the world 10 years ago. Additionally, XRP has already demonstrated its ability to withstand ongoing regulatory pressure, price declines, and uncertainty, anxiety, and bewilderment. Furthermore, the Ripple team is actually changing the world, not merely observing price movements. These days, their primary objective is to strengthen international ties and improve cross-border payment networks through policy. It's still possible that XRP will play a key role in a much more significant shift in how money is handled. Don't dismiss the community's hopes too soon, even though people might not be able to meet their $10 0 cent price objectives just yet. When opinion meets trend, the market, cryptocurrency, and narratives can move in unexpected ways. It's only going to grow more fascinating. In addition to winning legal battles, Ripple is subtly positioning itself to transform international banking. Governments, payment businesses, and large banks are all using Ripple's technology. It's not an exaggeration. This is a clear indication that prices are rising, and the market cannot ignore it. However, the fact that Ripple is increasingly integrating with traditional banking, particularly through remittance corridors, is one of the most obvious indications of this shift. According to a recent MasterCard study,